Who will be first today? 3D Medic scores pole position. How are you today, 3D Medic? An Alien 3D, the monthly filament box. Alien 3D still doing that? Oh, I'm glad if he's still doing that. He was struggling, I know. He's a good dude. I don't like seeing him struggle. Oh, does he still work for it, or is he done with it? The chocolate printer girl, she took it over? ASBCC. Okay. So I guess it's good and bad. I mean, someone took it over, so it's still running, but it was kind of a failure from his part of view, which really sucks. I got the balloon for Michelle's birthday. Yeah. I just gotta see if Dollar Tree will fill it up for me. It's Angel from Stitch, so I got that for. I wanted to get her the Sanrio from Hello Kitty, but I couldn't find one. Good morning, Frank. How are you doing today? I got my AliExpress order in. I'm trying to fix my dash cam. The mount for my dash cam has failed. And so I need to come up with a new way of fixing that. I was going to try to merge a couple parts together. What is the best flavor resin? They've all been pretty revolting. Yeah, they tend to be a little poisonous too. Well, not poisonous, I guess more correct word is toxic. Yeah, don't eat resin. I also got that double outlet thing they have. It's nice. Yeah, so do I. The Logan does a lot of shopping at Home Depot, so when he fills up his 10, he sends us the a picture of the receipts of anything beyond 10. And what I do is I scan them into Michelle's account first, and if I fill up Michelle's account, then I scan any excess into my account. And because they still give $1 for Home Depot receipts. You know, they had a new one of these. It was $9. So this one, it's nice because it has two that you can independently control, and it has buttons to control them if you don't have the phone handy. So that's nice. I also nabbed up a 18650 battery tester for capacity testing, and so that'll come in handy. But the big thing is the mount for my dash cam in the car failed, and of course, it's a proprietary mount. It's not a standard mount. I was hoping to find a mount that was similar to this, but none of them are. All of the aftermarket mounts I could find use a ball joint. So worst case scenario, I cut off the end of this, and then I take this piece here, either rip it off, cut it off, whatever, and epoxy it to that piece, and then I have a new mount. But what I'd rather do, well, the advantage of that is I could then take that ball joint and then replace the mount anytime I need to. What happened is the rubber failed. The other idea I had was I could 3D print a socket like this that this could then slide into, and that's a possibility that could work. If I print it with white PETG, that might hold up. We'd have to see. So I might do that, but I also noticed that this one is very similar. It's just a little too big. So I'm wondering if I nibble at it without shooting myself in the eye with it. Oh, it's soft plastic, okay. That's good. So I'm hoping if I nibble at this, I might actually get this to fit. Tighten that up so it doesn't wiggle around so much. Okay. Now, what part is too thick? Okay, it's definitely not too thick in the center. It might just be too wide. Yeah, I think it's just too wide. Good morning, Big Bad Joe. I think if I just start nibbling on the end of this, this might actually work. Oh yeah. Would you look at that? I got a new mount for my dash cam. I didn't have to do anything. Okay. Well, the good news is this will fit any... Oh, now it's really tight. Yeah, I should have been a little more careful with that. There it goes. So let's... Actually, I don't want to nibble that too much. Just want to shape it a little bit. Because I don't want it to be loose. Okay. Yes. I think that is actually a viable solution. Got it. Now it's in there. Good. Now I can remount this to my dash. And because this uses, I was able to modify one of the existing mounts, I can just replace it with a generic if I can't find that, as long as it uses the standard ball socket. Nice. So I'll have my dash cam back in my car. I've been trying everything, but the heat from the sun just beats on it. No, not until May 2nd. So as long as your package is in country and through customs by May 2nd, you're fine. So I was really, I had a really interesting week. I ordered like $200 in stuff from Temu for free. I guess they're really trying to push before the tariffs kick in. it really pissed me off because this morning they hit me with another $100 cash back on PayPal, and I can't do it because I don't have enough money. I got to order $192 worth of stuff, but then I get $100 back from PayPal, and they already did it once. They sent me the PayPal back, and I guess the new partnership thing they're doing with PayPal. But you got to be able to buy the stuff in order to be able to do that, and I don't have the money, so I couldn't take advantage of that deal. But for the past week, every morning they've been hitting me with a $20 no minimum spend coupon. Basically, you buy $5 worth of stuff, free shipping. So I pick a couple pair of earrings or something like that, or a pair of socks or whatever, and they give you a $300 coupon bundle that they increase to $825 coupon bundle. You know how useless most of those coupons are, unless you're buying several $100s worth of stuff. They're not that useful. But they guarantee one coupon that's a $20 off, and the minimum spend is only $20.01. And I actually tested that. On the one day when they sent it to me, I ordered 2 t-shirts or 2 shirts and a pair of socks that came to $20.01, and they gave it to me for a penny. Every day they kept giving me the same coupon, so I kept ordering. I've got the job site speaker for my DeWalt. I've got the USB-C charging for my DeWalt batteries. I got the soldering iron for my DeWalt batteries. I got some other shirts and crap, and all for nothing. Basically I spent $5 to order the 2 items to get the coupon, and then I used the coupon and kept it as close to that $20.01 as I could, and they let me do it, so I kept doing it. But this morning, it would have been the 7th morning, I didn't get the $20 coupon. I got the $100 back from PayPal, which is arguably even better, because if you order, you get 2% back and 5 points, and you need 10 points or 9 points or whatever. 10 points, I think. Yeah, 10 points to get the $100 cash back. Well, that first order, you place just the minimum, close to $5 as you can, because you just want to get the 5 points. Because that gets you down to only needing 4 points, because you're only 9 points away. And then for 30 minutes, they give you 3% back on whatever your order value is, instead of 2%. Because at 2%, you need to order $200. But at 3%, you only need to order $150, and that $5 counts. So like $140-something you need to order, and you get $100 cash back. And they actually send the cash back, not Temu credit. They actually send you a PayPal $100. Well, you don't get it immediately. They wait until the item ships, because unlike things like Fishland and stuff like that, where they can take the credit back if you return something or cancel something, if they send you a PayPal, they can't take it back. So the condition is when the order ships. You don't have to receive it, but when the order ships, they send you the $100 by PayPal. And they did, sure enough. As soon as the order shipped, I didn't even have to log in and check. It was just there. My PayPal was there. I was like, hell yeah, free money. I spent $42 and got $150 worth of stuff. And but now I don't have the money to do it, and of course you only get that 30-minute window to use the 3%. So now it's 2%. So you got to order $200 worth of stuff. Still a great deal. You buy $200 worth of stuff, you get $100 cash back. It's literally a 50% off coupon. And it's not Temu credit, it's PayPal cash, so you actually get that money back. Well, minus the $2.60 PayPal charges. And yeah, the tariffs. I figured out what's going on with that. Because I mean we'll wait to the end of the stream to talk about that. I don't want to talk about politics at the beginning of the stream, but we'll wait to the. It's actually not politics; it's economics, but we'll wait to the end of the stream for that. But yeah, my orders are starting to come in, and I have to go to the post office to pick them all up, because I told the postmaster, I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with your employees putting the packages in the wrong box and you telling me I'm screwed. He's like, well, I didn't tell you you're screwed. I was like, yes, you did. You didn't say the word screwed, but the end result is you're screwed. I was like, and so they're going to keep all my orders at the post office, so an employee has to actually hand it to me. And this way it's not my problem if it doesn't get here. And so that fixes the dash cam. That was actually a surprisingly easy fix. I was going to 3D print a mount that would hold this, and I might still do that just because it would be a super easy print to make. But yeah, that fixes my dash cam. I also got that mirror thing. This is actually kind of nice. They are actually glass, so the coating is just a piece of plastic. It's even got a light. Look at this. The little hearts in the glass, and it's got a stand so you can do it. Although that's not that useful. Oh yeah, I guess it is useful. It does stop there, and it looks like it takes button cells. I'm guessing LR44s. No. Oh, 2025s. It's a pair of 20. Why? What? That does not look like a 2025. That looks too small. Doesn't that look smaller than a 2025? Oops, I just lost the battery. Exactly. Why? Okay. On the 1 in a billion chance that a Chinese manufacturer is watching this video, don't use 2025s. They're half the capacity of 2032s. It's this thick. Use two 2032s. They cost the same. They last twice as long. Okay? Use 2032s. None of this 2025, 2016 crap. Yeah, I'm saying that looks smaller than that, though. I thought 2025s were bigger. That doesn't look like 20 millimeters, but I guess it is. But, and hell, with something like this, put AAA batteries in it. Well, there's not enough room for AAA batteries. So the idea is I'm going to take these two mirrors and use them in a box. And in theory, I can cut this mirror down to fit in a box, but cutting glass is kind of an art form, and you get one shot. So we'll see if that works. And I might actually get another one of these eventually, just because that's actually kind of nice. You know, it produces a good quality image. I wonder if there's magnification, because it's really clear. But that's a surprisingly nice little unit for $6. So, and if you can get it cheaper, even better. But I'll take at least 2 of those mirrors out and use them in a box. What else did I get? I got my astronaut socks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It was like $7 or $6. Yeah, $5.81 for 5 pair of socks, and they're all space themed. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll take that. So you got the planets with like a 50 sci-fi ship, and you got the space shuttle taking off, space shuttle in orbit with an astronaut, and then you have astronaut on Mars and astronaut on the moon. I was like, hell yeah, I'll take that. There's the key of the car. That's supposed to be in the other car. I thought this was really cute. I might try to make a 3D printed version of this because I want this bigger. And I couldn't find it any bigger, but I really like this. So that's going to go up out front somewhere. I'd rather it say pixies, because pixies are better than fairies. Ice cream cone socks. Those are like $1.14. And, a bunch of different jewelry stuff in here. These are kind of cute. These are this is like $1.30. Stupidly cheap for this stuff. So this is a pair of good and evil duckies. So you have the good duck with the halo and the bad duck with the horns. So you have the good and evil on your shoulders. I thought that was cute. And so I've been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting with the goddamn shoes. I finally got a pair done in the Polymaker, and they fit great. They're comfortable. They work great. And by the time I got out to the car, one of them broke in half. Apparently, you cannot resume a failed TPU print. So far, I've had 0 success. It looks like it's working, I make the nozzle a little bit low so it's embedding that filament into the previous layer. But if it doesn't align exactly perfectly, it just does not fuse. It looks like it fused. It feels like it's fused. I squeeze it and bend it and it seems fine. But as soon as I start walking on it, and granted I'm heavy, but as soon as I start walking on it, it breaks on that seam wherever it stopped printing. And then this last go, the damn thing kept failing on me. I mean, I was down to 3 millimeters a second and it was still backing up at the feeder. And turns out, I think there's just something wrong inside the hot end. I got so frustrated and so angry, I said, that's it. I give up. Click, turn the power off, and I went the fuck to bed. I was like, you're done. I was like, I am done dicking with you. That's it. You're done. Your history. I woke up in the morning and got a fresh mind and looked at it, and I was like, okay, the only reason it would back up at the feeder, even if I slow down, is if there was resistance somewhere in the train from the feeder to the nozzle. So something was pushing back. And I noticed that even when I heated the nozzle up, normally you can't easily shove the filament through. Oh, nice. Oh, this is why I want a multicolor printer. It's so perfect for things like that. Oh, that is so cool. And this is something where you can affordably do these multicolor. You just print like a flushie or something in the middle to use as your purge. So, you know, who cares if it's random colors? This way you have no purge. The purge is an extra object. And then you just surround it with these things. And this way you're not wasting all that plastic. Oh, that is so fucking cool. Oh, a stitch one! I actually ordered a stitch one. And it's too late now. You gotta wait to see what happens with the tariffs. But when you order earring backs from Temu and stuff like that, are you serious? Hell yeah. Oh, they're so cool. Cubone is cute. Oh, the Japanese fox is cute as hell. Link is awesome. How about a Stitch and a Link? Stitch and Link. And if you happen to have extra space on the bed, like if you print some for your daughter, a Pikachu. Oh, that is so freaking awesome. That's just epic. That's just epic freaking cool. I knew somebody was going to do something like this. It is just a given. Now, the only trick is these type of earrings are the two-piece earrings. How does he handle that? So I actually did order. Hang on, I'll show you guys in a second. I realize I'm not showing you. Accept all. I am logged in. Good. I can actually show you the ones I got. Dude, that's awesome. Hey, if anybody's going to the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival, I would love to get a few shoe charms or earrings of the logo. You know, the 2025 Armorf logo. You know something like 20 millimeters. Something tiny. You could probably put a big one in the middle and then surround it with little ones, this way you don't waste the purge. Because that's the only downside of the multicolor is that freaking purge, man. It's so much waste. Oh my god. But I was watching this girl who she has a really tiny apartment. She has a whole print farm set up in it, and she's doing pretty good making this stuff for sale. And what she does is she has this little articulated spider she prints that's doing really well. And yeah, exactly. She prints the purge into something else. She calls it a flushie. It's some kind of articulated, really adorable articulated spider. And oh, there they are. And so what she does, she puts one of the flushies in the corner, a big one, and then prints all the multicolor stuff around it. This way she has no purge. Here, let me switch desktop. Here's the ones I ordered. They're like the ones that look like they're biting onto your ear. but they're Stitch. It's like, that's just so freaking cute. Look at that. I love it. Stitch is awesome. Stitch is awesome. Here's the ones that he just posted. Well, you guys can all click on his link, Jerry Martin's link. But that is such a... Oh, man, I'd print these all day. I would absolutely print these all day. But what I want is I want like Elegoo or somebody. I want a multicolor printer. I don't need it to be Core XY. What I need is a 400 by 400 printer that can connect to an AMS or CMS type device. What I want is to be able to do large batches. Yeah, she's in Vegas. Yep, she was looking at the Rio, not the Rio Grande, the purple and red one. What's that one? The Rio. She was looking at the Rio out her door. And I'd love to live in Vegas. Vegas, that was the first place I looked at. Yeah, no, I can't afford to live in Vegas. It's too expensive. But I would love to live in Vegas. You're out in the desert, but you also have everything there because there's a tourist trap. So, it's the best of both worlds, but it's just too expensive. The cost of living is very low. Cost of living in Nevada is very low. But your buy-in price, the price to get a place there, is very high because people want to live there. And most of the state is what do you call it? Inhospitable is one of the words, but basically most of the state is unlivable. You can't live in Nevada. It's toxic terrain. Not toxic for poison, toxic for just it's too hot and there's nothing there. So you have to live near one of the established places where people are, unless you have money. And so the amount of actual real estate is very limited, so the price is very high. Oh, that is so freaking cute. How do they handle the backs? Oh, this one's just a straight through. Oh no, it's a pass through. Okay, I've seen those. Yes. Okay, so it's a straight pass through, so you don't need a receptacle on the back of the second piece. This goes on the front of your ear. This goes behind your ear. The pin passes straight through, and you use it. Okay, good. That makes perfect sense. Duh. I should have realized that. It looks so weird like that. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would put like a 0.3 millimeter nozzle to get the best of both worlds between 0.2 and 0.4 and 0.4, or just leave it as a 0.4. And oh, I closed that accidentally. I didn't want to do that. But that's what I want, is I want a 400 by 400 millimeter printer that can connect to a AMS type setup. I'd even love to have one that can do multiple, like 2 of them, so you can have 8 colors. And that would allow me to just do very large batches of this kind of stuff. I could just load up all of these and print them all at once, and then have a little fidget toy as the purge, because the 400 by 400 would allow me to do that. Yeah, that's the idea. These all look like one's on one side of your ear, one's on the other side of your ear, so it looks like they're passing through your ear. That's the whole point. Except for some of these, like the piranha plant is really cool. That's like a biter, and the dino's a biter. Let's see, the dragon's the dragon's cool too. Is that toothless? Yeah, I think that is toothless. It is. Oh God, I want all these. Oh man. The toothless, the plant, the Link, the Stitch. Oh, the Pikachu, they're so cute. That's awesome that we can do this now. That we can do this with 3D printing is just amazing. That's awesome. I'll get one eventually. It'll happen. I'll get one. I'm just waiting. Ideally would be a tool changer, like an index system. That with a 400 by 400 bed. Oh. Oh, that'd be awesome. Now, sadly, the index system is, well, it doesn't have to be Core XY. It could be H-Bot like the Ender 5. Well, isn't that interesting? Working flintlock pistol? Really? Okay, yeah, I need that. Does it use flash paper or something? Or do you just like put powder in there so it looks like it's doing that? But hell yeah, I want that. So a couple things. I'm going to go over the progress with the shoes, my nightmare with the shoes, but also I want to try to print this. So this is actually just a two-dimensional sign that has a printing on it. I want to make this 3D. So I want to make this legit 3D. And so we're going to try to build this today. And, you know, with scavenged parts and stuff like that. But I suspect, like, this one was as close to perfect as it gets. I think this was simply the materials were too different. So I still need to drill and stitch this just because this cost me too much in precious material that I do not want this to get lost. So I'm going to salvage this. I've been working on my own design for a shoe to be as simple as possible. One you could print flat, and that would be stupidly simple. And that's where this came up with. And the problem I'm running into is this part. It just does not want to close properly. Now, the overhang is not too high. I'm using a 0.8 millimeter nozzle and 3 perimeters. Even in vase mode, that should print fine. If you look at it in the slicer, I pre-sliced this. Also, I changed my settings to use, let me know if it works okay for you guys. Possibly. Well, I'm actually going to stitch it with TPU. I'm going to take this, you know, this rat's nest of TPU that I printed, of this extruded plastic that's now attached to freaking everything, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use this as thread and stitch it together. So even the thread will be 3D printed. But yeah, I'm going to salvage that, even though I don't have a matching one to go with it. That'll be the demo one I put on the table. But look at this overhang. That is not bad. I mean, there's barely any. That is perfectly printable. There is no reason that this should not be printable. How's the audio? Is it messing up on you now that I'm manipulating this? I changed to a hardware encoder. I'm hoping that will stabilize it a bit. Still good? Good. Excellent. So as you can see, this is not too big an overhang. There is no technical gravitational reason why this won't print. Now, I did come up with a potential solution to help me with this problem. You're gonna get a kick out of this, because it's so ridiculous that it might actually work. 3D printer, shoe, cinder block. I'm going to prop the whole goddamn printer up at 45 degrees. And now gravity will actually be helping make sure that filament goes where it's supposed to go. Kind of, you know, my version of a fifth axis. I just tilt the whole fucking machine. I'm going to try that and see if that works at some point. Because if this vase mode version had worked, and it should have worked, it's full down to here, so it has integrity, and then from here up, it's vase mode. You know, I just print one perimeter. That's why it's flat here, and it doesn't have that nice arch in it. With a 0.8 millimeter extrusion and a 0.08 layer height, now it is possible that the Chiron is not precise enough to print a 0.08 layer height. Because as much as I love my Chiron, it does not produce as clean a print as a lot of my other printers do. The Chiron's just my workhorse. You know, I could just beat the hell out of that machine and it just keeps going. It's good for printing big stuff where that little bit of resolution detail doesn't matter. So the problem is, of course, this did not print properly. Why? I mean, it started printing okay, and this angle does not change. It's one consistent angle all the way up. So if it prints down here okay, it should print down here, up here okay. But here's where I think part of the problem is. See how squishy it is? I think the friction between the plastic coming out and the plastic already there is high enough that it literally just pushes it out of the way. I'm thinking maybe with a 1.2 millimeter nozzle, maybe that'll help. I'm not sure. I also think that, look at the side. Okay? Let me get the light on it. Look at that. See how nice this looks? And how not nice this looks? This should be basically transparent. So why isn't it? I think it's something to do with the plastic. I think TPU does not like printing thin. I think there's a shearing. It's not wetness. It's not moisture. That's been in the dryer at 50 centigrade for 2 days. It's not moisture. That's definitely not it. But there's no snap, crackle, pop. The humidity's down to 3% inside that box. It's dry as a bone. I think as it's printing that there's shearing happening, because that plastic cools down quick. It holds a lot of heat. If you know what I'm talking about, TPU holds heat very well. It's got a lot of thermal mass, but it transitions from molten to solid phase very quickly. It does not take much to transition it to the point where it's not going to fuse anymore because it's not molten anymore. So I think the plastic, I think it's some kind of property of the TPU where it does not tolerate being printed thin. So far, anything below 0.2 millimeters, I've gotten very mediocre results at best. And I'm not sure if a 0.2 layer height is going to handle that kind of an angle. I'll have to test it. I mean, that would be easy to test. I could just print this part of the shoe, just the vase mode part, and just start it off in vase mode. That would only use like 5-6 grams of plastic. But the idea was to reduce print time and to reduce how much plastic. If this succeeded, it would have been 174 to 180 grams. So it would have been under 200 grams, which means a kilogram spool could print 5 shoes. And that's in my size. I also have it ergonomic, so there's actually an arch support in here. And I use multi-material. So I print the bottom with no bottom layer. So this is the wiggle infill, the zigzag infill, in the 80A Ninja Flex. And the Chiron handles flexibles wonderfully. I've never ever had it back up in the feeder. It can't. There's no place for the filament to go. So I print the first 2 or 3 millimeters, like 3 millimeters, I think. That is printed in the super soft TPU, and then I switch to the regular cheap TPU. So I mean, to print the entire shoe in Ninja Flex, first of all, it might be too flexible. That is possible to be too flexible, and then you have to compensate for that too flexible by using ridiculous quantities of it. So in order to make this shoe stiff enough to be usable, this is 700 grams of Ninja Flex. While if I use TPU, I could print it under 400 grams. So it is possible to be too flexible for what you're trying to print. Now, don't get me wrong, this feels great. Oh my God, this feels wonderful on the foot. But you're talking $70 a shoe. That's not practical. Although depending on how the tariffs work out, we did find that $31 a kilogram 80A Shore Hardness. That's interesting, but it's only available in white. So I wanted to go with a hybrid of printing a tread in the soft stuff. So now I'm only using, 20 grams of the super soft stuff? Basically nothing. And then I can use any TPU I want for the rest of the shoe. And it's basically like a Chinese slipper. That's the simplest shoe I can come up with. I had to tweak it a few times. Like this one is just a hair too short. I could feel my toe touching the front. So I made it another, 10, 15 millimeters longer. So this one that's printing right now, which actually looks really good. It still had issues with this edge here being a little rough, but because it's real thick, the other perimeters held it together. But the surface finish is still like that. So I might try it at a higher layer height, and I slowed it down big time to hopefully give that plastic a chance to attach. And because it's an all metal hot end, I can run it at 250 Celsius. No problem. There's no PTFE to cook off. I think that's what happened a little longer. I've got about 5,000 hours on that machine. I think the the PTFE tube finally just gave up the ghost. It was pretty brittle. It was pretty cooked. And I tried snipping it and reinserting, and that did not work. And so I just replaced the whole hot end, and I'll rebuild that one later. And but now it's printing flawlessly. I mean, when I watched the short that I posted before I started the stream, the two shoes are printing virtually flawlessly. The Polymaker one doesn't have one single string. I don't know what setting I changed. All I know is that my third process had no strings, and my second process had strings. There wasn't much difference between them, so I just deleted the second process and expanded the third one to cover both parts, and it's printing flawlessly. I mean, perfect. I'm only running 11 millimeters a second, 10.8 millimeters a second. I could probably get away with 15 to 18 millimeters a second. I only got one roll left. I'm not taking a chance. I need two shoes. And I need it to finish properly. So I'm just going to let it run. It'll be finished tomorrow night. I'm just going to let it run. Just let it run. But these I really want to work because I could print a bunch of these. And I could print them in different colors. So that's going to be fun. And but something I would love to get a hold of is I want to find somebody who's going to the Rep Rap Festival and our Mountain Rep Rap Festival. I want somebody who's going to the Rep Rap Festival who would be willing to I would love to have a pair of earrings of this, and you wouldn't even need to put a hole in it. You could just put a hole right here. I could just drill a 2 millimeter hole there and put my jump ring through there. But I'd love to have that as an earring and also as a croc charm. Even just one, I don't care. But I want an armor croc charm to put right there. I just think that'd be awesome. And I don't have a practical way of printing this. I just don't. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that hard to try. It would take a lot of swapping, but in theory, I was even thinking that I could, and I do have all the colors. There's red, there's blue, and there's black. And there's white. I do have all the colors. Printing a big one wouldn't be that hard, but printing a little one would be a little tough. But my, the one printer, the Two Trees Sapphire Plus, that has a sticky bed, so the part will stay stuck. I think the part will stay stuck even if I turn off the heat bed. So I could just make multiple STL files. Print black. And then have the nozzle in the bed trim come up one layer. And then use Z-Hop to get around that. To then print the white, print the blue, print the red. In theory. I might have to try it. I might have to make this into a bunch of SVGs and see what I can do with that. Simplify it. Like printing this white outline for the numbers would be really hard. That would be genuinely difficult to do. I'll have to see. But I would like to try to do that. I think that would be cool. The problem is I'm running out of time. I need to follow this guy. This is amazing. I am logged in, right? No, I don't think I am. Well, what the hell is this username? I guess that is my username. Ew. Can I change that? Yeah, let's change that. For sure, change that. There. I was able to change my username. Any chance Nerys is not taken? It's taken. Oh, once every 180 days. I gotta wait 6 months to try again. Somebody else is gonna grab it before then. If it is available, someone's gonna take it. They should warn you about that before you do that. Say, by the way, if you do this, you have to wait 6 months. You know, tell me that first. But that's an amazing assortment. To put that much work into it is just amazing. I wonder if anybody else has done that. See, that's the amazing thing about these printers is that it encourages so much creativity. Yeah, here's a pair of cat. Yellow eyes. There's Lofi's design. Oh, look at this. That's cute. Now, some of these I can do better. Like if you print this vertically, you can use any printer to print it. Same with this one here. If you just make that bottom a little bit flat. Actually, no, just print two pieces. Print the cone and then print the ice cream. Then just glue them together. Oh. This same thing, just print it vertically. And you can get around doing a lot of that. Ah, this is the same as what I have, the metal one. Now see, this would be good for multicolor. This would be a great 3-color earring. You know, have the face like, I don't know, like silver or gold. Then have the moon white or silver, and then have this be like yellow for blonde hair or something like that. That's actually pretty nice. It's an upside down rabbit. Yeah, how often has a cat done this? Hanging on by a single claw. Oh boy. Now that's nice. Look at that. Now that's pretty cool. Not bad. That's a good job on that. Very cool. Ooh, that's some beautiful snowflakes too. These are just some flat, like acrylic style. The cowl works great for that. Water bottle earrings. Well, yeah, they're coming out with all kinds of ones. Oh, that's a cool Pikachu. That is 682008. That's a cool Pikachu. Oh, the little heart candy. That's awesome. Now this would be great if you also did it like the earrings that have 3 pieces. Let me show you. Oops. So one of my favorite kind of earrings is this kind of earring, where it's 3 pieces connected with jump rings. Now those little heart candies would be perfect done like this. You have a hole in the top and the bottom, and you link them together with jump rings. Then you have a nice set of dangle earrings with multiple designs. That would be a great idea. And then these are very common online to get these. Basically, it looks like a guitar pick with a print on it, except these are 3D. That's beautiful. Yeah, you definitely would want to use a 0.2 millimeter nozzle for something with that amount of detail. And that could be printed without an AMS. If you did it right, you could print the black, then print the green, then print the pink, and then print the yellow. Theoretically, you could do that. Nice bowl. I like that. Oh, possums! Possums are awesome. Candy corn dragon is awesome. That's a wicked design for the dragon. Oh god, lunchable earrings. This seems to be really common too. Here's axolotls. Very cool. Stanley cups, nice. I didn't know they had this many of this kind of stuff available. It's amazing. Wow. There's the flat stitch. Nice. This is a good use of plastic too, because you can print the black on top of the colors. So you could print a bunch of the one color, then another color, another color, another color, then switch to the black and print right on top of that. That's something I could do with what I have. Except you'd really want to use a 0.2mm nozzle to do that. But that's very, very doable. As long as your printer can home reliably every time, that's very doable without an AMS type system. Did I switch back again? No, I have it right. That's an old message, okay. This is, again, acrylic style 2D, but again, very nice use of it. Very beautiful. The pencils are cute. I like this here. See? See the way they do that? You use a jump ring to connect them together, so you end up with this little dangle tree. Except they don't need these little hooks. All you have to do is put a hole in the front and back of the earring, and then put the jump rings through it. Oh, bitten Oreo earrings. That's pretty cool. Now this is cool. This is a way of using print in place to do something that would be very difficult to do with conventional manufacturing. You could assemble this, but print it all as one piece. You kind of need 3D printing to do that. Okay, that's awesome. Those are definitely printed in two pieces. I would assume that they're printing the mushroom stalks and then printing the tops multicolor, and then they're just gluing them together, because that would be a lot of support to have to remove from that. That's very cool. Do you have the model with the loops? Which model with the loops? That was definitely done with a 0.2 nozzle or resin, because that's way too much detail for a 0.4. The avocados are cute. This says Kyoshi, that's Avatar, but that also looks like something out of Stargate. The earrings you want for armor. I would have to design them. There is no model currently. So that's this logo. Is I want to print that with probably at least 30 millimeters across. Otherwise, a 0.4 nozzle is going to be too small. But one as a shoe charm and a pair as an earrings. I just think that would be really cool. I'll have to work on that. I'll work on an SVG for that and see how to make that multi-material compatible. I will work on that. I wonder, does anybody have it available? Or Mountain Rep Festival? You have that one. There's the 2024 logo. Okay, so no one's done the 2025 logo yet? Yeah, it looks like no one's done the 2025 yet. Not there, at least. How about Maker World? Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's the way to show off. That's still 2024. It looks like nobody's made it yet, so I'll have to make it. Although I also realize I don't have to stick with this. I can just print the letters flat, and they'll be 3D by the fact that they'll actually be 3D. Let me check. Let's see. STL? You might be right. By the way, I finally got the cherry lime Sprite Chill. It is so good. They've really nailed getting these flavors with 0 sugar. It is mind-blowing how good it is. Okay. Let's go file new. Wait a minute, this is not saved? I think I did save this, but let me save it just in case. These are flats, not fast. So I do is I just print the tread part as a single STL file, a G-code file, and then I print these 3 processes as a G-code file. I print one and I print the other. Yes, I have tried the 7-Up Tropical. It's not their best, but it is good. I do like it. And now, of course, I can't get it anymore, but I was able to get a case, and it was pretty good. It's a little bit weak. It could use a little more punch, but it's not bad. It is actually pretty darn good. So no problems with the audio so far, even while I'm doing all this. I switched the OBS to hardware encoding. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. That's not exactly what I would have done, but I can see why they would do that. Okay. So basically just, if the printer is capable of it, just scale this down to like 30 millimeters or 40 millimeters. So let's say if we do, let's try 40. Now that would be less than 2 inches. That'd be pretty big, but you'll have to decide if that's doable. Let's see what it looks like. Let's use the Ender 3 profile. 9444 333.2. Let's do 0.1. Okay, let's see what that looks like. No, that doesn't require supports. What in the world would possess you to think that requires supports? Yeah, see, it's having a little bit of trouble with the border. The dark blue here, that's single extrusion. And so the letters are breaking at 2 inches. Now, if you were to print this with a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, 0.2, 0.2, that should print okay. Keep the layer height at 0.1, that's fine. Why does it keep asking for supports? Yeah, see? You still have a little bit of single extrusion, but it's just this line up here and this line here. Okay, so, although, why this? I guess so the red shows through. So with a 0.2, it prints okay. Although I probably would lower the perimeter count. We could probably even get away with 1 perimeter. Let's try it with 2. Oh, much better. Yeah, so 2 walls. You'll lose a little bit up here. But that's totally doable. We could even squish it a little bit. Non-uniform scaling. 3 millimeters tall. Yeah, still plenty of layers. Yeah, still plenty. So 40 millimeters wide, then do non-uniform scaling. Yeah, double-sided would be nice, although they don't tend to turn. I use studs instead of hooks because the hooks hurt my ears, and so these will not tend to turn. But yeah, shrink it down to 3 millimeters tall by 40 millimeters wide, and that should print perfectly fine. You just have to then you'd have to paint the colors, assign the colors. Okay. I'm also thinking it might be fun to print one of these flat, with no nothing sticking out, just multicolor, and then intentionally warp it around a mandrel to create these things. Come on. To create these things, hiking stick badges. So whenever you go to a park, you get one of these, and you attach it to your walking stick, your hiking stick. And see here, this would be something that'd be neat to do for events. That's pretty cool. Walking stick medallions, they call them. Okay. So I'm thinking about 3D printing a walking stick, and then whenever I go to an event or a park, either get the medallion or make my own for like Rocky Mountain Rep Rap. Now, as far as double-sided, that wouldn't be that difficult if you did it right. Basically, you invert the entire model except for the logo. So this logo is centered. So what I would do is I would chop this model in half so that the logo is separate from the background. Still together in the slicer, but 2 separate actual files. And then what you do is when you print the second one, you mirror the back so that the 2 backs would line up. And then just the logo would stay unmirrored so that it's readable. You could do that to create a two-sided earring or pendant or something like that. Yeah, a pendant would be pretty cool too. Put it on a neck chain. And then I could also see it would be interesting for people to start making charms. So I got one of these. I thought it was really cute. But this is it's a charm bracelet. And so this is a stitch one. So it's got a whole bunch of little stitches, different stitches, and so it's a little charm bracelet. And if people started making little charms, 3D printed, and then you just use a jump ring to attach it. Each year you can add a new charm, stuff like that. I don't know how the hell people put these freaking lobster clasps on. They are so hard to grip. But yeah, a little charm bracelet would be pretty cool too. Now that would take like a 0.15 nozzle. Or you just have to make the charms a little bigger. It is almost done, that shoe. And it's about to close the shoe on the Polymaker. But I'll work on turning this into an SVG. Would be pretty easy. Just pull the individual colors out. Like I can get rid of the grid on the bed. I don't need that. Just print the bed as just a white bed with a black edge, and do the numbers without the white. Actually, I can probably draw most of this from the STL file. Just slice it up. Yeah, I can do that. Why didn't I think of that? Let's make this uniform scaling. Let's make this 60. Let's reset all transforms. Make this 60. And then let's export this. Logo small, SM. Okay. Now let's go into Prusa Slicer. Downloads. Armoff logo small. Come on. There you go. Okay. 37 shells. Good thing I came in here. Fixed by Windows Repair. One shell, no errors. Export STL. Overwrite. And then let's come into here. So this one has a bit of a curve in the top here. Whoop. You can see it's got like a little curve shape. So this way it's got a little more heel on the back here. This one I made flat to attempt a vase mode print. And then in the bottom it's just flat, and then I used the infill to create my tread pattern, and then I grabbed an insole off of somebody's file off printables and used that to create the insole that you see inside there. Okay, let's go new. Don't need that anymore. Import. Small. Okay, now here's a little trick for you. Take an object, put it, make sure it's left and below your object. There's an actual word for this. I forget what it's called. A register. Basically, I need a register to make sure that when I putz with these files, that they all work together. So this is a registration mark, but I forget what you call that in this context. Let's bring it closer. It just needs to be the farthest left and the farthest down. And then we join them together. The reason for that is now when I slice this up into a bunch of pieces, I can use this to realign all these pieces together again. So now we take this, Control D, and we do this. I create as many as I need. Well, that is an origin, but in printing terms, we call it a registration mark. I don't know what you call it three-dimensionally, like what a CNC machine would call it, but it's the equivalent of a registration mark. Origin actually means something else. In this context, you kind of get the idea using the word origin, but that actually means something else. Okay, now I need a copy of the logo on my screen. I should be able to do that. Right click, save image, armor. And then what I can do is, really? Oh, you bastard. You son of a bitch. It moves it when I did that. Okay. What I'll do is I'll bring this over here on my second screen so that I can see that while I'm doing this. Okay. So I see. So this is black, this is red, this is white, this is blue. I see what they're doing. Okay, so we take this. And we make it black. And we change the color to black. Okay. Next we have red. So we take this. We invert it. Get out of my face, you dirtbag. Invert. And then we take another one. We take this, and we do the top. We do that. We turn this into red. Okay. Now, executive decision, I'm going to get rid of this next level. And I'm going to make this next level the blue. I'm going to get rid of that white border. I don't think it's necessary. So I'm going to get rid of this layer. This little layer here, I'm going to get rid of that layer altogether. I just don't think it's necessary. Which means I should be able to do this. And this. I believe that will include both. No, it doesn't. Okay. So what I actually need to do is okay, I know what I need to do. What do I want to do? What do I do? What do I do? Okay, let's just separate the way it's supposed to be first, and then we'll worry about doing something more complex. Okay. So this is the white. Presets white. Now we come to this one. This is the mountains. Okay. So we put a block on here. And we get rid of everything below this point. And then we get rid of everything above this point. I did something wrong. Yep. I need this to be up here. There. This will be blue. But I also need to get rid of this. Now I can do this in the slicer, but I'm lazy. All I have to do is go separate connected parts and make that disappear. Come on. Ah, goddamn fine grid. It's like, stop it. Like, stop being a dork muncher. Mm. 3D with the 2D interface. What a pain. There we go. There we go. Come on. Okay, Control D. We take you this way, and then shrink you this way. Okay. And then we duplicate you again. And bring you down here. There we go. Alright, there's the sky. Next up is another black one. We're going to do just the print head. So we put you there. This might have been faster with the SVGs. I don't care. It's a fun experiment. Okay. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. Now we take this and we bring you in here. We get rid of you. Control D. Bring you over here. Control D. I knew you'd do that. Let's see here. Where's my rotate? Okay. Did I get it all? I think I did. Let's get rid of all that. I nip that. It doesn't matter. As long as that corner there doesn't get messed up, we're fine. Okay. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Now we drop a block in and we shrink this block because it's way too big. And we just start chopping away at this puzzle. Control D, Control D, D. And we just start lopping off all these bits. There we go. This is black. Okay. Okay, now we need the red layer. Where is the red layer? Oh, the red layer's down there, isn't it? How do I extract the red layer? I don't need to extract the red layer. I need to cut the red layer. Well, let's get the rest of it done first. Okay. So we need the bed. The bed is going to be this layer. Stop grabbing other stuff. Stop grabbing other stuff, you cockmuncher. Tinkercad loves doing that. It loves grabbing everything else on the board. No, it's not a fiduciary mark. It's a registration mark. I think maybe it's just called registration mark. Let's see. Now we want to get here. Okay. Invert. Why? Why do you insist on grabbing this one? What a pain in my butt. Oh, I missed something over here. How did I miss that? By not making this big enough. There. There we go. Now. Oh, come on. What is the easiest way to fill this in? I know how to fill it in. Okay. This is... Nope. Okay. Gotta do it the hard way. So we take you like that. And then we take you like this. Okay, that gets us our top and bottom. Then we hide you. Now, we put one of you on the side here, like this. like that. Then we put one of you on the side here. Like that. Then we put one of you on the side here. And do that. Okay. So now we take a shape, we drop it here. And we make it bigger than this. There. Now we take all of this except for this, and we hide it. Then we take this, and we delete this. We unhide everything, and we join all this. Boom. And there we go. Now we have our shape. Come here. Yes, you. Come here. You're getting pet. Deal with it. Yeah. I love my kitty cat. Yeah. I don't have a P.O. box address. You'll send me an email and I'll send you my actual address. They doubled the price of the P.O. boxes, so I had to get rid of it. You done being scruffed up, huh? Huh? You done being scruffed up? Yeah, yeah. Cat hair. Send a 3D printing at Narice.com, Nancy Echo Romeo Yankee Sam.com, and I'll reply with my actual address. Yeah, it went from $60 a year to $120 a year. I was like, nope. I got to look into mailboxes. Apparently, they'll let me use their address, and they only charge $2 per package. That's not so bad. You know, I would have to receive 60 packages a year to equal the price of a P.O. box. What are you doing, cat? Tearing up my mattress again? Oh, I'm going to throw something at him. I had to pay the cat tax. That's just necessary. This is going to be white. And now another easy one is the logo. I know how to get the other part. Okay. Logo is easy. We just lop off everything. Oop, I didn't quite get enough. A little bit more. And you are going to be red. Now, the last tricky part. I need this spool, but I need the whole spool. So, let's get rid of the crap I don't need, which is going to be everything above this. I don't need any of that. Okay. Ooh, that's going to be a little tricky. No, it's not going to be tricky. I know how to do it. Okay. This goes all the way through here. So I should be able to do this. That should work. Yes. Okay. Now, what I need to do is I need an inverse of this. Yes, I need an inverse. Okay. How do I do this? Well, I don't need this. Yeah, I can get rid of that white line there. So I need to make that a separate part. So if I come in here, I do that. Let's do this. 0.02. Then I bring you in here. Bring you in here. Okay. Now I do the same thing over here. What are you doing? Okay. I need to bring you in here like that. Shrink you down. Really? Off the screen, Tinkercad? Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. That's a genius place to put that. Okay. We take this, bring it out to here like this. Now by doing that, we will make that into a piece that I can get rid of when I... the shoe's done. The one shoe is done. It's still merging. Okay, I'm going to have to export and re-import this. So I need this gone for the next stage. Well, it's a crazy coincidence. It's actually a good thing that's gotten out of control because of a circumstance. Basically, because the U.S. Post Office is part of the United States government, their rules are written. I'm doing good, Silver Tribe. Their rules are written so that they cannot intentionally or unintentionally put another private business out of business. So they're not allowed to undercut another private business. So if any other businesses offer the equivalent of package delivery boxes, PO boxes, then the Postal Service is required to charge the same amount they're charging, so as to not affect competition. Because, I mean, who's going to get a private mailbox for 120 if the Postal Service is doing it for 60? So because Mailboxes, etc. has private boxes for 120, the Postal Service is required to increase its price to match the private box, which is 120. Now, I could go to Tejeras and get a P.O. box, or Moriarty and get a P.O. box, and it'll be 60. But now I'm driving 10 miles to go to the post office. Not worth it. So we take this. We export STL. Then we take that STL file. Get out of my way. And we bring it into here. Now we go to mesh, separate connected parts. I have to be very careful not to move anything. I want just this piece right here. Delete. Now we select all of this and we export it as an STL, which is going to recombine it again into a single file. Delete. No, just delete it. Nope, this one. Now what we do is we import and we re-import that file. I could have done this in Tinkercad by just manually deleting that, but man. Well, that's actually a good thing. That's what you want the government to do. You don't want the government using its effective monopoly, and that's what the government is. The government has a monopoly. You don't want the government using its effective monopoly to put American businesses out of business. So it's actually quite logical that they would do this. But it has unintended consequences. And one of those unintended consequences is this mess. Okay, why did you do that? You no good dirty rascal. So the idea here is to prevent the U.S. Postal Service with its monopoly from putting a private business out of business. And so it actually makes sense. It just has unintended consequences, and this is one of them. Five shells, that's why. Well, it's supposed to be 5 shells, so now I should be able to export it. Should be more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5. Okay. Okay. Now we do this again. Import. Choose. Hi, baby. How you doing? You thirsty? Yeah, get yourself a drink. There we go. Okay. So now, how big is this? So if I do this and this, and I do this, it is 0.85 millimeters tall. So I take this disc and I put it through here. I'm going off the screen. Come on. I do this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I want to shrink this down to 0.5. Let's do 0.6. I want to make sure I get away from any of the glitches. .4. Okay. Now we treat. Oops, I gotta keep my registration mark, so I need a new one. One. Now we take these two parts, we align them on this part, here and here. Now I take this one and I align that to this one, so now they both have registration marks. Now I turn this one into a hole, and I chop them. There we go. Now I export this. I bring this into Simplify 3D, mesh, separate connected parts, and I delete the parts I don't need. So this part goes away, and this part goes away. There. File. There's no easy way to do this in Tinkercad, that's why I have to do it here. In Simplify 3D, it's very easy to do that. So I use each tool where they make the most sense. Get rid of the old one. Let's bring this into here to clean it up again. Two shells, no errors detected. Let's run the algo anyway. Just in case. And then export as this file. And then we come back into here. I can delete you and re-import you. Choose file. You. Well, it's because its algorithm for correcting open shells and vertices is not as good. So it does weird things like that. Excuse me. Of course, see, it's too close to that hitbox, so it wouldn't let me grab it. And it still did a little weirdness, like that. Like, what the hell is that? You know, I have an easy way of fixing this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. Nope, that's not going to work. Because these are on different planes. That's right, I forgot. Well, one of these sides has to be the shorter side. So I'm just going to take this, lower it by negative 0.1. And then chop it. There we go. That's what you're supposed to be like. Dirtbag. Wanker. Sleazeball. That's weird. It doesn't matter as long as the registration mark's good. Oh, because I cut the one square out of the other square. Okay, now, the one correction I want to make, although that might be okay, because I'm thinking this is too thin. And what I could do is Control D, and I could then put this here. There we go. And then I could do this. Take one of them and the box, join them, make this a different color. Okay. Now what I can do is I can try stretching it. Now what I need to do is get rid of the box over here. And select the green box and the clear box and join them. And that does not appear to have worked because this is taller than it should be. I just hate when this... Why does the UI always pop up and get in my way? It's so aggravating. There we go. Now I have just this green thingy. Now what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to stretch it a little bit. Do a little bit that way. A little bit this way. No, I don't want to do that way. Okay, we're all still overlapping. But I do need to go... No, I gotta do it separately. No, okay. Control D. So we take this one, make it a different color. I just need to fatten this up a little bit. Then take the green one, stretch it this way a little bit. I think that's enough. That's a little janky, but it's close enough, I think. Yeah, just want it to be a bit thicker. Okay. So now I should be able to take all of these and align them. Here and here. And there. We now have the Armorf logo built with separate components. And I want to do even more than this because I don't need it to be stair-step like this. If you got a multicolor printer, there's no reason to stair-step everything like this. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is get rid of the registration marks and rebuild them. So if I get rid of the registration marks, I have to be very careful not to move these parts laterally. So Control D, 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 since I have to do them each separately. U and U, join. 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 Oh, I need a couple more. Where the hell is the box? There it is. And then I take U and U, join. U and U, join. And one last one. U and U, join. Okay, all registration marks gone. Now we have separate pieces that we can move in line. So I guess the first thing is to make them all the same height. Well, no, make them all the same height as the black. No, just make them all the same height. No, you want a solid base. A solid base is important. I'll just make the black the shortest one. Let's see, how do I want to do this? So these three can overlap. But that's supposed to be white. Oh, I see what I did here. So if I take this and do this, and I lop you off of that one, there we go. No, something's not right. It will be. Okay, we're fine. I know what I need to do. Let's see, there to there. Okay. Let's make them all the same height for now. Let's make this 2. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do this. Okay. What do I want to do? Just got to think about it for a minute. Okay, so we take this and we Control D it and we make it taller. Okay. We raise it up so I can work on it independently. You and you. Grab you there and grab you there. So we take you and you and you and you and you and we join you. Okay. Now we take the black and we make it 3 millimeters so it has a bottom. Now we take this one, come on, we make it, it's not, what are you doing? We just take you, why is it doing that? I'm missing something. It should not be moving upwards. Why is it moving upwards? Am I attached to something? Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, boy. That's okay. I know how to fix it. What? Where did that come from? And you have to do the whole entire thing, otherwise Tinkercad can sometimes sliver. And the last thing you want is Tinkercad to sliver. So drop it. Now I can scale it higher, turn it into a hole, and cut it out of the black one. And now our red sits perfectly inside the black. Okay. Alrighty. Now we need to do the same thing with the blue. And the white. But we need to trim the white first. Like that. And do the same thing over here. Okay. You, and you. Okay. Uh-oh, that shouldn't be there. Whatever that red is. What is this? Huh? Oh. I never chopped you off. You also need to be chopped off. You go away. And you go away. And because I extended the black down, I made my life a lot easier at this stage. Not what I wanted to do. I hit the delete key. Thank God for undo. Now, this has extra crap that it doesn't need as well. I thought I got rid of this. Where did this? Oh, this is the original. Take you and you. Delete. Take you. Make you 2 millimeters tall. And drop you. There we go. Okay. What are you? Oh, you have to be nipped. On this end, too. Drop. There we go. I gotta fix that, too. Because that needs to be black. We do this. Yeah. We turn you into a solid. Then we do this. Okay. Drop. Drop. Oh no, I just gotta cut. So you and you. There we go. Now we take this white. This is going to be my next victim. 2. Drop. Okay. Now well, let's bring you up first and trim off the stuff that we do not need. So we do not need you. Did I hit the wrong damn key? Yes, I did. I hit the deconstruct key instead of the construct. Okay, drop. Okay. So we Control D this, then we lift it up, and we chop you out of the red. Okay. Now, wait a minute. What is that? Oh, I don't need that actually. Yeah, this can be solid. How do I fix this? What is that? Oh, that's the nozzle. Okay. So let's bring this up here. See, I'm trying to really simplify this so that we don't have a mess to deal with. Okay. Do this. Okay. We do this, and we do this, just to make it a little easier for us. Then we drop a cube here, and do that. Then we drop a cube here, and we do that. And it should be as simple as that. Oh, wait a minute. Is that okay? No, it's not. I got too much there. Stop selecting. Jesus. Don't be a nudge. There we go. Okay. That should be 2. And drop. Now where is this coming from? Ah, this I need to get rid of this thing. So we take this. Why can't I get rid of that? Like, tell me none of these is higher than that? Okay, that should do it. No, I don't care. Oh, I better care. Okay. So we go this way until that is inside. Then we do it this way. And we join these two together. And we drop it. Now we're getting somewhere. Now this is going to be 0.4, 2 layers. We create a plane here, and we drop that bad boy right there. We take this one and we drop that on the plane too. Okay. So we make this 2 millimeters and we drop it. Oh, wrong plane. Drop. Control D. Expand. Turn it into a hollow. Cut it out of this one. Okay. Now we create another plane. We drop this onto the plane. This is also going to be 0.4. Then we create another plane here, and we drop the logo, and we're going to make that also, let's make that 0.8. It doesn't need to be that tall. Okay. Well, what do you think? Now, something else I want to do is, okay, this is three-dimensional. This is three-dimensional. This is three-dimensional. And this is three-dimensional. Give me the damn grabber. Thank you. Okay. So now I'm going to create a box here. And I'm going to lift this box. We're going to lift it 0.4. 0.4. Because we only need 2 layers to do this. Okay. Now, the question is, how do I do this? So Control D, black, red, white, blue. Okay. So I should be able to select one, select the black, join it, then hide it. Select the blue, select one of these, join it, select one of these, and select the white. Let's make sure I actually have the white. I do. Join it. Select the red, select one of these, join it. Okay, there we go. I don't need that anymore. Bring it all back. There. Now we've minimized plastic usage. Now we put a plane here, and we start dropping parts. Drop you, drop, nope, not you. Drop you, drop you. Create another plane here, and drop you. Oh yeah. I guess I really should. I guess I should raise the blue up. By 0.4. So 0.8. Okay. That looks better. Yeah, that was looking a little weird. Which means I need to raise this to here. Which means I need to raise this to here. Okay. Now that looks pretty good. What do you think? I'm also thinking about getting rid of the white down here, because that's just going to make it overly complicated for no good reason. I can't think of a good reason to keep that white. That also means this does not have to be split. That does not have to be split. So the first layer only needs to be printed with black, red, and white. And then you can print the red on top, the black on top, the blue on top, more white on top, and this on top. And since it's only 0.4 millimeters, you should be able to do this with filament swaps as well. Oh, I need to change that. Yeah, that's not going to work. So this needs to be 0.8. Yeah. That looks like it still has a gap. It doesn't. It's good. Okay. Which means Control D, I can I could just print a blue underneath it, but I don't like that. I'm anal like that. So I'm going to do this. So now this blue doesn't get printed where it doesn't need to be printed. Why did that do that? Oh. Okay. I see what I did there. Okay, so first let's do this. Do this. How thick is this? 0.8. That doesn't need to be 0.8. This can be 0.4. 0.4. And we could put this directly on top of this. Yes. I think this is going to be okay at 0.6. It just needs to be one layer above this, so it's obviously a bed sitting on top. Then we take this, and we do another drop to bring it down. And I think 0.4 is going to be good enough for this. Okay. And I think the nozzle can get in here to print this. Now for this big one, it's okay to have the white, but for the earrings, I think we need to clean this up a bit. So Control D, let's bring it over here. So for this, we select all of it. What would be the correct proportion size? So here's a trick to do this. I want to scale this proportionally, but I don't want to scale Z. Now, I don't want to mess up the alignment, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out what the dimensions need to be. So if we take this, and I want to scale it to be 200 wide. It's going to be 200 by 183.23. 183.23. So now we take all of it. 183.23 and 200. There. Now, what is that? What's happening there? Oh, it's just the background. Okay, so there is our 200 by 200. I can print that. On the bed is black. Black is the outside one, so that's the one that's going to be on the bed. See? And these are all simply 0.4 thick layers, so 2 layers, just to make sure we have opacity. Because if you have 1 layer, you could have a slight imperfection, or you could have an opacity issue. So that eliminates the opacity problem. And that also means we can use Z-hop to do the whole thing. So I can actually slice these as separate STL files. Okay. So what I'll do is I will print the black, then a separate STL file, print the red, then a separate STL file, print probably the blue, or no, just do the white twice. Print the white, and then a separate STL file, print the blue, and then a separate STL file for the bed, the logo, the hot end, and the filament. Now, I can actually make these different colors if I want. This was designed this way because of the limitations of 3D printing. I do not have that limitation. So, for example, I could print the spool black and print the filament a different color from the red, but probably easiest would be just to change this red to something else. If I wanted to, I could do that. Do I want to? I mean, it would make it a 5 color, which would be pretty cool. I could make it pink. I think I have enough pink left. Not really. But I do have a different blue. Well, first of all, this is supposed to be a darker blue. So more like that. Yeah. So what color do I want? I can make this purple. I got purple. And that actually kind of looks cool. I like that. I'm actually thinking of printing this silver. Hot ends are usually silver. That actually looks kind of cool. I'm pretty sure that's PETG. Because I know I can't use PLA because it won't stick. Ooh, I could go orange. Okay, that looks hot. Yep, we're doing orange. Hey, DeWitt, how are you doing? Yeah, we're doing that in orange. That looks hot. Yep. That looks too cool not to do that in orange. Now, I took this out and made it a layer, right? Yes. Okay. So what I would do is I would print black, then I would print orange, then I would print white. Then I would print the blue on top of... actually, probably print the blue and the white. Then print the red, and... well, these two reds have to be printed separately. So I would have to print this red, then print the blue. This will actually work better if I print the bottom half of this white bed in blue, but it won't be as cool, because then it'll be obvious it's layered. There might be slight nozzle impact, but if I can get away with that, that would look really sharp. And 0.4 millimeters should be enough. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. And this is supposed to be dark blue. Now this one we're going to keep it simple just because of how small it's going to be. So I guess the real question is, that's pretty big. I mean, for a necklace that's okay, but for earrings that's pretty big. So let's Control D all this. That is not what I asked you to do. Control D. I gotta wait till it's finished. Then I can do this. Okay. Same deal. Control D that. And if I want to shrink this down, let's see, how big is 2 inches or 50 millimeters? Boy, that's even bigger than that. But I think 50 millimeters would work for earrings. I think that would be okay for something like this. So Shift, select 50. So 50 by 45.81. So this will be 50 by 45.81. Okay. Now, as far as the earring, that's actually pretty easy to do. Better to do it in here. Get it pretty close to the center. Let's do it 2 by 2. Shove it through the black. Join it with the black. There we go. That is where you would put your loop for the earring. How are you doing today? I didn't watch you on Sunday. Did you get that turtle box going? Box turtle going? Did you finally beat it into submission? Now this I think we can actually make bigger. So let's make this 3 inches, which will be 75. So 75, 6871. .71, 75. So we'll make that one bigger for a necklace, for a pendant. Good. Stealth burn on Voron. Well, when you have custom DIY bleeding edge rigs like that, it's going to be a chore to get it all working right until you finally beat it into submission. Now, for these two, I really should get rid of this white border. That is not going to print. Hell, without a 0.1 millimeter nozzle, I don't even think this is going to print. Well, yeah, this will print because I'm not printing in between it. I'm printing on top. Because I'm printing on top, it should be okay. What kind of sandwich? Yum, 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 yum. This is also where one of those needle nozzles would come in really handy. But you know something? No, that's okay. because we're not printing the blue inside. The white's being printed underneath. So that'll work fine. Yeah, that'll work fine. That is how I have this set up, right? 0.4, yes. So the blue is sitting on top of the white, which means the white border is fine. Okay. I can live with that. In fact, this is one of those cases where I might actually want to make this thinner. This is one of those cases where making one of these a little bit thinner might actually help. But if I make it thinner in one spot, that makes it more difficult in other spots. I say go for it and see what happens. All right, let's put the hole in here. Two by two. Now this one, probably better to actually put the hole in the center, since I think we have enough plastic to get away with that. Yeah, I think that's 2 millimeters. That's not a lot, though. Where's the actual center? Freeze, center. Oh, I got it pretty close. Go away. Now what I could do is I could move it this way. That leaves... That's 3 walls there. That's enough. Okay. Okay, so there's the hole for the pendant. For the chain. Now, remember I told you we could make this two-sided if you really, really wanted to? So how would we do that? The problem is they're going to be pretty heavy. These are already 2 inches across. The easiest way to do it would be to mirror the background without mirroring this. I'm not going to worry about that. Screw that. That's noise. It doesn't lean to one side. Well, the earring will lean to one side, but that's going to be so inconsequential. The problem is there's not enough material here. It's also about center of gravity, not center of pressure. What you're thinking of is center of pressure, the equivalent of center of pressure. Where we actually need it is center of gravity, and this might actually be correct because there's more plastic over here than there is over here. Well, you got a little more blue over here, but you have all this red over here. So I suspect it's going to want to tilt this way, and this will help offset that. But I can put that in the physical center, because the earring one, a 1 millimeter hole is probably enough, actually. Okay, so let's do this. Take you, make you a 1 by 1 millimeter hole, because it's just got to hold a jump ring. Take you, center, freeze. There's the physical center. And now we just move it up until we're not interfering with the red. And that's good. Yeah, that's enough border. Why didn't you do that? Don't be a nudge. Yeah, so there's your physical center. And this would really need to be printed with a 0.4. It should have no problem printing that. Now, what I can do is add my little trick to make sure that prints reliably. Here's the little trick I use. Let's see here. We're going to make you 0. What's your problem? 0.4. And put you in here like this. And make you 0.02. Okay. That's right. This is a different level. Okay. So this and this align on you. And we want to align here. Oh, I hate this 2D, 3D interface. It's so bad. But there's nothing I can do about it. And we extend that a little bit. And we chop that out. That makes this hole part of the first layer. So that hole will reliably print. Otherwise, that hole will very unreliably print. Do the same thing here. All right. 0.4. We stick you roughly there. We make you 0.02. Then we align you with this. Align, freeze, you. Then we grab you. No, grab you. Extend you a little bit. Join you. That guarantees that will cut properly. Now this one, I'm going to do a little differently. Can I get away with a 5x5? No. But maybe a 3x3? Ooh, that's cutting it close. But I think that's enough plastic. That's 2 millimeters of plastic. It's got to be enough. Okay, drop you through. Control D. Shift to keep it on plane. What? Why would you do that, dirtbag? Just do that. What a nudge. Wanker. Let's get you inside the curve. And let's move you a little bit. And let's take you, and you. And join. Okay. Now we need to put my little tools in there. Really? You chose to go the opposite of the direction I moved you? That's the problem with a 2D, 3D interface. They get really wonky. Oh, come on. Again, off the screen. What exactly is the reason for putting the freaking UI so far off the screen? Why does it have to be over here? .4. Why? Why is it got to be all the way out here? I don't understand why they made some of the design choices they made. Maybe it's a limitation of the web interface. Like maybe they don't have a choice. Maybe it, now why is it scaling so little? Look how little it's scaling. Push, 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 push. Jeez. Now it's moving. Now it's back to moving a little bit. Oh my god. It's like, why? Why you gotta do me like that? Off. Align on you. Okay, Control D. Now, there's an easy way to do this. We can undo you. We can take you and you. Align you center. We might as well align you too. Align you center. There we go. Now we take you and you. We join you. You and you and join you. And you and join you. And you and join you. Now you could put a string on here to hang this up. Okay. So this is like the plaque. This is a necklace. This is the earrings. And we can use this same one as a croc charm too. Just print this and then glue the croc charm bit onto the back. I'll have to figure out how to do that. Oh, man. And now the holes are centered physically on the object. Okay. So now, RM Rep Festival 2025. Let's just call it 25. And then plaque. So we take this and we export. Should it be an OBJ? I think it should be an OBJ. Although I don't think it matters. I think this is just storing STLs inside the OBJ. This necklace size one will also make a good ornament. Actually, I just thought of something. Oh, I just thought of something. All I have to do is take this, duplicate it, and mirror it. Boom! Now it's two-sided. Yeah, that'll work. Although now I have to move my little cutout. I don't like the way that looks. But I also know how to fix that. Actually, I do know how to fix that. Delete you. Undo you. Come on, come on, come on. We do this. We do this. Then we take this and this. We align on this, center, and join. Now, I can rotate that if I need to, and I probably will, because, no, it'll be fine. Now we take this, and we lop off this little nub, because we don't need it. Like that. And now, how big is this? This is one, what? That is bigger than 1.4. These are all 2. No, these are all 0.4. Oh, that's right. We shortened it. Duh. Okay. We literally just take this. We do this. We align this and this with this as a bottom. Then we make this 1.4. 1.4. And now we scale it to our heart's content until we are satisfied with what we have. Embed just slightly. Align on center. Now we are centered. Now we simply let's make this a bit thicker. There. That's it. Now we take this and this, and we, oh wait a minute, let's save this. Let's do Control D, so I don't have to do it again. We take this, and we join it. Of course it did that. Of course it did that little line thing, and that's gonna drive me crazy. 1.39. Bite me. Close enough. And then we take this and this, join. There you go. Now you can print 2 of these and glue them back to back. And it's only 1.4 millimeters thick. So nice and thin. You print 2, glue them back to back. Bingo bango, who's your mommy? It's all done. Now we come over here and do the same thing. Okay. And we do the same thing we did before. We take this, rotate it, bring it here. Of course I can't see it. Ah, it's so annoying. Now it's inside. You, and you. Align on you. Center. Join. Now. We take you. lop off its head. Now, how big is this one? Is it still 1 point? It should still be 1.4. Yes. Okay. Take you and you. Align on you. Center. That looks good. Me likey likey. Take you and join you. I asked you not to do that, and you did it again because you're a dirtbag. Oh, it was before I made the change. Why are you doing this to me? Why did you just ignore what I told you to do? You just took away my focus and... Ooh, I gotta get going before I miss my food pantry. There. Now it's centered. Both the pendant and the earrings. You can print two of them, glue them back to back, and this way you'll have two-sided, and it'll only be 3mm thick. Okay, did that ever download? Oh, it's a zip file. Why is it a zip file? Why is it a zip file? What is... it's just... That's annoying. Okay. Export. Let's just do it as an STL. Okay. This one is going to be the pendant. Export. STL. Come on. Come on. I'm so glad this worked for my dash cam. I was genuinely worried about that. Boy, that sucker does not want to come out of there now. I guess it's now permanently attached. It ain't coming out. Let's try it again. How am I doing on Amazon this week? Please say it's good. Please say it's a little better. 180. What is that as far as commissions? Let's see. I gotta wait until I get the report in. Did I get a report already, maybe? Because it should have been here already. They were giving it to us every week. Oh, here it is. Nice! As of April 22nd, I'm at $6,019 in shipped revenue. I only need $2,200 more in product to get the full $330 bonus. So I'm at the 135. I'll definitely get the 250. But if I can get to 8250 in shipped revenue, I'll get an extra $330. So if you guys need anything on Amazon, use my link, Nerys.com, Nancy Echo Romeo Yankee Sam.com. Just click on the link, takes you to the Amazon homepage. Or go down to my affiliate links page. You can check out my influencer page to see all the stuff I find. And it looks like they're going to do this in May and June as well. So if I can maintain this for 3 months, that would be an extra $1,000. That would be huge. My God, would that be huge. Well, I'm definitely going to turn this into a a bendy to make a I can mount this to the side of a rocket, for example. Oh, that's fantastic. So at another $180, I'll get 250. And if I make it to 8250, I'll get 330. So yeah, that's super exciting. I'm like really, really pleased because I could really use that money. Oh boy, can I use it! Okay. I don't need to, I want to come back to this. I didn't know there were so many earrings available. Let's get rid of all this. Did that export? Yes. Now we do earrings. Export STL. Alright, let's make myself a screen capture of this. Put you up, put you up. Okay. Let's do about that. Take a screenshot. And we'll grab that. Download. Okay. Printables. Okay. We're going to create model. While we're waiting for it to save that, RMRRF 2025 plaque, pendant, and earrings. Multicolor. So that needs a comma, and that needs a comma, and I like the and symbol because it's pretty. Control C, B. I guess accessory? Nope, not art. Other fashion, because this is for men and women. And if you don't like that, too bad. Remix or variation. This is effectively an original model, but how would I connect it to this? I guess just bring up Marmurf. I mean, we basically built it from scratch, but I'm going to still connect it to the original. RMRF. There it is. He appears to be the original creator, so copy and paste. Remixing not permitted, so we're going to call it original work then. I'm not asking. No. Okay. You want to be that way? Fine. License, let's call it attribution share alike non-commercial. Okay. Since they don't want it being used commercially, I'm going to obviously respect that. And it looks like that downloaded? Yes. Alrighty. Let's go to downloads. And we grab all these. Our Mountain Rep Festival 2025. Okay. I'm going to include the OBJ thing too, just in case that's useful to somebody. Nope. This one. And drop. Add to other. Yeah, unpack it. Okay, there they are. There's a pennant, there's a plaque. I will have you a link in just a moment. Come on. Why is this taking so long? How big are these? It's only 3 megabytes. Oh, it's probably unpacking that archive. Why is this taking so long? Is it going to make, if I refresh this page to stop it from doing whatever it's doing, am I going to lose everything? Yep. Okay, so paste, paste. Fashion, other, original, paste, license, non-commercial, share alike. Let's not do the weird plaque thing. There we go. Yeah, it was a zip file. Okay. Publish. Publish. And here is your link. Very cool. Wicked. If you're going to be at the show, if you're willing, if you can manage it, I would love a pair of earrings and a pendant. Just, you know, 2 of these, 1 of these. I'm going to print this big one, so you don't have to worry about that. I might even scale this up even larger just because I can. I got a 400 millimeter bed. Might as well. Although, 300 millimeter, because that one's heat bed doesn't work. I got to repair it. Yeah, cool. So there we go. Anything else? I can't think of anything else. I'm going to try to do it in these colors too. I might even mix PLA and just add a little CA to make sure it stays. Awesome. You rock. Yeah, that would be a pretty cool thing to have. That is awesome. Can I think of anything else I need to do to that? You can now... Mine don't need to be double-sided. Just print 1 of each. You don't have to print 4 and glue them together. I'm perfectly okay with it being one-sided. Same with the pendant. Doesn't have to be two-sided. You know what this pendant would also be good for? An ornament. So to hang on your tree. Yeah, I might have to do a 2024 and a 2023 one. I mean, this is the 3rd Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. So I might have to do a 2023 and 4 one and make pendants for my Christmas tree. little ornaments. Because this would make pretty cool ornaments too. And that's about the right size for an ornament. Yeah. Let's real quick scale that. So if we do this to So if we do it to 300, that's 274.84. Okay. Control D. Drag you over here. I said 274.84. 274.84 by 300. That's wrong. What the hell did you do? I didn't get the decimal. 274.84 was I said, I think. It's okay if it's a little off. Okay. There. Now I have one that I can print really big. Let's save that one too. Let's call this one 300. And let's export STL. Eventually, if I got the S5 out, I could do this in 500 millimeters. Or if that if the Neptune Maxes come in, I can do this in 500 millimeters. Because it really won't take all that much plastic. It's so thin. This is only 2.69 millimeters thick. It's not going to take much plastic. Thank you very much, Cassandra. I really do appreciate that. Oh, it's taking forever. Oh, it's taking forever. And just for shiggles, because I can, and because I'm absolutely insane, I'm not going to print these for tomorrow. I don't have time to get the printer set up. There's just not enough time. But I'm gonna upload the STL files just because I'm a glutton for punishment. Yeah. 400. 36645. Hang on. 366.45 by 400. There's the 400 millimeter version. And for the true psychopaths out there, oh, wait a minute. I gotta do this, this, 500, 45807. 45807. Select it all. 458.07 by 500. There's the 500 millimeter version. Because why not? So this will be 400. I might try to do some maker coins if I have time. It's just that's a lot of design work and then a lot of print time. I really there's times where I need to print a whole bunch of something similar. I really need to make a belt printer that is 90/90, meaning where the it prints normally, like using like an Ender 5 with a belt, so that I can print roll it off, print, roll it off, print, roll it off, print, roll it off, without having to do the 45-degree print angle thing. And I'm going to do one more because I am insane. Well, I'm not insane, but if anybody prints it, they're insane. Oh. Come on. This one's going to take even longer. Can you open Tinkercad twice? Or will it get really pissed off if I do that? Today I'm wearing the green duckies. And I got these little rabbits with the carrot earrings. They are super, super cute. I like them. I like these earrings that have the screw backs. They are so much more comfortable. Alrighty, and now this one is 500. I've got to work on a maker coin. If this tariff stuff ever gets situated, I also want to look into having a challenge coin made, like an actual metal one. I just think that would be freaking cool. Actually, what would be really cool is to make a European coin. You know, the bimetal where it's two different materials, except do that with 3D printing. So get a challenge coin made that's just the ridges, like on a quarter, and it's hollow in the middle, nothing there. And then I 3D print my coin and press fit it into the metal ring. So now it'll have a metal edge and it'll have the weight of a metal coin, but be 3D printed. And then, you know, using multicolor, you could do all kinds of cool things like that. But being able to mix the metal and the plastic together would be really freaking cool. You know what else would be cool? It would probably have to be about... these aren't to scale. That's the problem. It'd be neat to make this to scale. To actually have this be an actual printer bed. To have this be an actual hot end. To have this be like an actual little mini spool that you print out with actual filament on it going into the thing. That would actually be kind of cool. That would be neat. I might have to do that for 2026. There's no time now to do it. I got too many projects. There's the 500. And now for the nut job. Are you ready for the cycle version? Do any of you have the balls to do it? Are any of you psychotic enough to attempt it? Let me switch back so you can see the psychosis occur. You. 73291. 732.91 by 800. If any of you have an Orange Storm Giga, print this. Come on. I know somebody has an Orange Storm Giga, and it won't even take you that long because it's only 3 millimeters thick. An 800 millimeter print, 3 millimeters thick. Please print it in PETG and not PLA, because otherwise it's gonna warp so easily. Actually, let's make a change, because to be realistic, that actually is too thin for something that big. So let's do this. Nope, hold on. Let's do this. Select everything except the black. Hide. Take the black. What is that? Oh, that's the Tinkercad print bed. Let's change this to a different color so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. That's fine. I can get rid of these. Delete. Delete. There we go. Let's make this 6 millimeters thick. Let's make it 8 millimeters thick. Let's make it 10 millimeters thick. Okay. Oh, I screwed that up. I know how to fix that. So we copy this, then we undo everything we just did. Okay. Yes. Now we paste this. We lower it. We take this and this. We align on this. Center. Center. That's not what I asked you to do. Why are you annoying me? You're going to get bitten because it already is centered. Okay. And then we do this. Then we take this and we invert it. 10 millimeters. Okay. And then we add 10.2 to make certain that they overlap. Join. There. Now it's got a 10 millimeter base. Now the only bad thing is I just got rid of my holes. So let's fix that. Now we take this, and then that should be all the way through. Except I need to lower this. How do I grab this? There it is. I just need a couple layers to be like that. And all I do is grab this and join. And now we have the holes through it with the helpers. There. Alrighty. If one of you psychopaths has a Orange Storm Giga, I would love one of these. Maybe I can trade. What do you want in trade? I can't afford to pay money. I got no money. But I can trade something. I really want to see somebody print this. You're going to use 12 millimeters of black, and you're going to use 0.4 millimeters of the other colors. So it's not going to use a whole lot of plastic. But yeah, I would really love to see somebody print this in one piece at 800 millimeters. Just don't forget to program your G-code to not turn off the heat bed. So remove leave everything else on, turn the fans off, turn the hot end off, but make sure you leave the heat bed turned on. And then also you're going to want to make sure your printer homes in the corner, not in the center. And then you're going to want to take this whole thing and shift it up to the top of the bed so that the gantry has a place to home between each STL file. That is cool. That is just so freaking cool. I would love to see somebody print that. It's all zoomed out so much that it's getting all wonky, but it's fine. Yeah, somebody with an Orange Storm Giga, they got to print that. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. That'd be cool. Now for this we could have added lines back in, but I'm too lazy. I'm not going to do that. There it is. Okay, psychopaths. For anybody crazy like me who likes printing stuff really big, here is your 300, 400, 500, and 800 millimeter versions. Because we're crazy. There it is. 3, 4, 5, and 8. Oh man, that's awesome. I'm just curious now. Oh no, stay on that page. Publish. There it is. I am now curious. How much plastic would that take? So, output, is it? Yes. So, 805 by 805. Oh yeah! That's a big print bed you got there. Let's just print it all as one piece. Why does it think this requires support? Absolutely. Oh, because of the separate files? But no, it doesn't know that. And holy shit! Wow! 2 kilograms! I think we could do better than that. Wow! Let's use rectilinear. And let's use 10% rectilinear. We are going to want 4 top layers, and we're going to do 0.4 millimeter layer height. 2 perimeters should be fine for something this big. Well, the black part, I'd probably do 4 perimeters, but then all the colors, I would do 1 perimeter. You're going to be printing on top of plastic. So, you want to use a minimum number of perimeters so you get clean edges. That's very, very critical. But this is just to get an idea of how much plastic this is going to consume and how much time it's going to consume. So that brings us down to more plastic. How does that take more plastic? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a lot. Wow. All because of the infill. It's all infill. Oh my god. Okay, we're going to go back to cheating. Z position, -8. bolt it to a piece of wood. There you go. It still takes 4 pounds. 112 hours. Is it really that big? That's a 70 millimeters a second. Oh my god. Well, we could help by making that 100%. Oh my god. We could make this 90. Oh, that's a lot right there. Let's go 80% for top layer. Now, of course, there's ways to optimize this more, but just printing it 4.7 millimeters thick is going to take 97 hours, so 4 days, and 1,800 grams of plastic, 4 pounds. Yeah, I'm going to do the 300 as well. And if I'm going to see if I have all the parts to my S5. If I can get my S5 going, I'll do the S5. Well, let's see what that would take, because that's insane. I couldn't even print that if I wanted to, but theoretically I could do this one. That would consume... Whoa, whoa, whoa. First of all, there are things I can do here. So, first of all, infill is going to be... we're going to make the infill... let's try 18% grid. I want strength. I think I really need 20%. I don't think anything less than 20% is going to do it. Bottom layers is going to be 0. Let's leave the top layers 3. I think that'll work. Layer height is going to... Everything is vertical walls. So we're going to do 0.6 for the layer height, which means we're probably going to need more infill, but I know how to trick that. Let's go 0.96. Oh, nozzle diameter. Oh yeah, let's change that. This one will probably do a 1.2 millimeter nozzle. 1.2. That's why that took so long, because it was a 0.2 millimeter nozzle. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Let's see, no. There we go. 6 hours and 26 minutes. 397 grams for the 500 millimeter version. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't change. Reset all transforms. Center. 2.69 millimeters. Oh, I can't do a layer height that high. Not with that thin. Layer... But I think I can get it... no, we got to do 0.4. Well, we could do the first 2 millimeters. Tools, variable. The first 2 millimeters. No, that's still too high. First 1 millimeter. 1.6. Nope. 0.4. Nope. First 1 millimeter. Okay. So that means 0.8. Add. Okay, so this one, we're going to do the layers at 0.4. So we'll have 2. Bottom solid, none. Top solid, none. And we're going to do 4 perimeters. This one is now going to switch to 0.2. We're going to do 3 top solid, no bottom, and we're going to do 1 perimeter. And the infill, we're going to do 25% grid. And then for this, let's leave it at 25%. Okay. Print, sequential, go. Just shut up and do it. So that's 237 grams of plastic, and it'll take 4 hours and 42 minutes. Now, I'm not going to be able to go that fast on this printer. So let's do 30 millimeters a second. It could probably go this fast, but let's not take a chance since it's only a 4-hour print. Select all. Okay. 8 hours, 14 minutes, 237 grams. Yeah, that's fine. Now, just for shiggles, let's reslice the big boy. Except, we're going to do this. We're going to do U rectilinear at 12%. And you are going to be custom zone. You are going to be 10 millimeter. And we're going to make the layer height 0.6. And 3 perimeters is probably enough. Now let's make it strong. 4 perimeters. 1.2, 0.96. That looks good. You are going to start at 10 millimeters. Save. Infill is going to be grid at 24%, so it's exactly double the rectilinear. And the layers are going to be 0.2. And 1 perimeter, no bottom, 4 top. Let's make sure I did that right. 12%, 24%. Actually, I think I can get away with, if I do, because grid works better, especially this tall. Grid, 12%, but we're going to make the custom zone 9 millimeters. Then custom zone 9 millimeters. This way it'll have 9 millimeters to build up the 24% on top of the 12%. Okay. Still almost 4 pounds of plastic, but only 42 hours of print time. That's much more reasonable. So this will print at that resolution. And then at 9 millimeters, it'll start adding 24% and print everything on top of that. So 2 kilograms of plastic, roughly, 3.7 pounds, and 40. And it's going to take 50 hours to print this at 30 millimeters a second. If the printer could definitely go faster, then go faster. Now, what's this? I don't get that. What is that? Why is it doing that? Well, it won't do that once I tell it to print separate colors. That's because it's merging these files together. Wow. Now, the way I would handle that, cancel, file, new, discard, add. Yeah, we're going to use the longer LK5, which already has set up for, no, that has a 0.8. 0.94. We're going to do a 0.4 millimeter layer height. Top solid layers 0. Outline perimeters 4. Infill 12% grid. I'm going to have to thicken this bottom of this one too to make it a little more rigid. We're We're gonna do, this can do 40, no problem. 90%. 100%. Top layer, 90%. 100%. Movement 80, it's fine. That acceleration is way too high. Okay. Let's update that. Now if I printed it super skinny thin, let's print it with 25% grid, 4 top layers, no bottom layers, tools, and then we go variable, we do a 1 millimeter split. I'm doing a 0.4, so it's a 1.2 millimeter split. Add, and then we change this to 0.2 and 1 perimeter, and we should get a nice clean print. We are looking at only 112 grams? I'll definitely thicken that up. Okay. It's doing some weird things because of the way we merge these files together. Oh, did I not take that out of there? Did I screw that up? No, it's got a hole. But it's filling it in for some reason. But when I print it as separate files, that should fix itself. Yeah, it's filling in all the holes. It's one of my settings. I'm not worried about that. This is using more plastic than it should. That's fine. Yeah, I think that's a little too thin. Oh, 1.4 is the entire thickness. I can't do that. So let's make it 0.8. No wonder that's screwing up. Custom 0.8. Why is it merging it like that? My layer height is 0.2. 0.8. Oh. 0.8. That one's got screwed up too. 0.8. What the hell? Wait a minute. I gotta change that one setting. It's screwing something up. Close and heal. Discard and invalid. Oh, turn this off. Alternating. Close and heal. There we go. So 103 grams, 5 hours. Well, that's not bad. I'll do that. I'll do that. Now it's going to take a lot longer than that because you're going to have to do filament swaps. And I'm probably going to want to increase the infills as it's mostly solid layers anyway. Go to 50%. Just for that last little bit. That doesn't even add anything. Yeah, so there we go. So the first 2 layers at 25%. Then we switch to 50%. I think I need to do just 1 layer. I think I just need to do the whole thing at 50%. Infill. It doesn't take much plastic. Yeah, it only added 18 grams of plastic. Yeah, that'll top layer much better. I do think I need to thicken the base. I think I need to thicken the base a bit. Now, the way I would slice this is I will take mesh, separate connected parts. This should start giving me... Now, I wish I could change the color of the parts in here, but I can't. So I gotta do this. That's not separated. Oh, that did not do what I thought. That didn't work. Now, why didn't it separate it? You saw we created separate files. I might have to actually save each individual STL file. You might have to dump the STL files and then align origins. Okay, okay, I'm going to have to play with that. I got to go. It's already 4 o'clock. I want to go get my pantry. They have freebies today. I want the freebies. So I'm going to go get that. And then when I get back, I'm going to fix these files and re-upload it. So I would not upload this yet. Can I change that to edit model, draft, save draft? I think that will take it offline. My profile, 3D models. Yes, it did, I think. Yep. So now it's offline. You know, I'm going to have to fix that. I thought it would separate it by the original STL files, but it didn't. It actually merged them. Oh, I did not know it would do that. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go in here and I'm going to have to pick this file, save it, 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 this file, you know, this file, this file. I'm going to have to pick all these files and save them individually. And then you're going to have to do align origins in the slicer. And then you'll be able to do that. Okay, I'll fix that. I'm also going to thicken the base. The base is way too thin. You can't separate as individual. That's what I mean. I have to save them as individual files. To show you what I mean. Now I see. Now another reason to get my 400mm printer going is I could print 4 of these per platter. So this is the 300. So 300. So what I'm going to have to do is this. Select this one, export STL. Then select the orange file, export STL. Go away. Then select the white file, export STL. Blue, export STL. White, export STL. The numbers, export STL. The extruder, export STL. And the spool, export STL. Now what I also want to do with this one, because it, yuck, unhide. I need to select all of this. Actually, I know how to fix this. We take this, Control D, we invert it. That should do that. That's exactly what I wanted. And now we put a block in here. And we expand this block to take the whole thing. Okay. We take this and we do this. That did not work because I forgot to do this. Okay. Do that. And then I take... What the hell did it do that for? Really? You're going to play with me like this? I can just do that. Now what are you going to do? Now what are you going to do? Absolutely nothing is what you're going to do. That's right, punk. I'm going to make this 2 millimeters thick because you can adjust this in the slicer. Export STL. Okay. Now... all gone. We take all these 9 files. We drop them in here. Yeah. Then we go to, under Edit, I think, Align Model Origins. And then we group. Then we center. And there it is. Oh, I get to change profiles. 0.8. Why is this set up to be that? It's stupid. Okay. Why is this so big? Oh, I did the wrong file. This is the 400. This is the 400. Okay. But now they're separate files. See now, ungroup again. Now you can see here's the different files. Like here is the here's the bottom. So that right now is 2 millimeters thick. Let's say I want that to be 5 millimeters thick. Turn off uniform scaling, make that 5 millimeters thick, and then do a -3. That puts it back where it's supposed to be. Then you group the parts together like this. Group. Center. Now it's sitting on top of the bed the way it's supposed to. Then you ungroup. Okay, so now I just tell it to print this and do whatever else I need to print. You can rename these in here, although I might rename them, at least with their colors. So this one here, we can call this one silver. Okay, and then this one here is going to be red. Red spool. Okay, and this one here will be the blue. And what's this one? This one's white bed, which is called bed. This one here is logo. We'll just call it Armor 25. This is, oh, that's a spool. Red spool. What else did I pick? Oh, this is black. Black. Alright, this is orange. And this is white. There. And this is base. Base black. There. So this is the black outline. This is the base that's black. This is the red spool. This is the silver. This is the Armor logo. This is the bed. This is the blue background. This is the white background. This is the orange border. So now I just assign each of these to a separate G-code file. So I will come back after I'm done. I won't be live, of course, but I will fix all. I'm not showing you any of this, am I? Yes, I am. Good. Whew. But that's how I do it. Is there any way to change the color? There's no way to change color in here, is there? I don't think there is. Orca Slicer lets you change color, right? Because I should be able to slice this in Orca Slicer. Although Prusa Slicer has a problem with printing things in midair, which I don't have a problem with in Simplify 3D. So yeah, I'm going to save these just because they are the 400mm files. New folder 400. Let's grab all of these and put them in here. Alright. We got to delete all these because they're all bad. The pendant, plaque, earrings, everything's all bad. It's all bad. I got to separate them as individual files. I will do that. Let's see. RMRRF. You really just ignored the fact that I typed an M there. Alright, so that's going to be the 400. And then I'll do the 300 next. I know people are going to want to print that. And now we know it's not going to be a long print. I got to go. I'll be back. Thank you very much for joining in. If you guys want to help out with my trip to Denver, just send me a PayPal, send me a Zelle. I would really appreciate it. I mean, heck, even $10, that's 3 gallons of gas. Use my Amazon link. That's the really important one to me. Because if I get another $2,200 in sales before the end of the month, so in 7 days, I will get a $330 bonus. It'll cost you nothing. Just buying the stuff that you already buy on Amazon. And it looks like, based on that website, that they might do this for May and June as well, or June and July, or however that works. Yeah, May and June. That would be amazing. That's it. I will see you guys later. The file will go public again later tonight when I correct those files. And I'll name them all. I'll make it all make sense. I'll name it by color and by what it is. I'll also name it in the order that I think they should be printed. That's up to you, of course. To figure out how, what order you're going to print them in. I guess it depends on how your printer's set up. I don't know. I'm going to be doing it for filament swapping, so it's going to be determined by that. And that's it. I will see you guys later. You guys have a great night.